Connors, Degrassi, Unpopular Opinions. Hey there, hello there, Chef Cutter W welcoming you to another Degrassi Unpopular Opinion. So, this is kind of an unpopular opinion slash hot take. I guess you can kind of say it's an unpopular opinion. Depends on who you ask. But basically, this CDUO, as I call it, is Craig's behavior after his dad dies. Now, I know I did a unpopular opinion about Craig, like, was he kind of a dick and all that in this playlist. But basically put, I decided to change it up a bit and basically thinking, was Craig actually more tense after his dad died? Here's the rundown on Craig. In season 2, Craig was introduced as a character who basically was taking photos of Angie, a girl that's being babysat by Emma. We soon learned that, well, I guess we did know, kind of, if you watched season 1 of Next Gen, that Angie is Joey's kid. And Angie basically hangs out with Craig, and Craig's dad does not like Craig, being late for everything and basically being with this girl named Angie. So he basically beats Craig and all that. He psychologically and physically abuses Craig. We soon learn that Craig has behavior problems and basically wants to play chicken with a train. Thankfully, Sean saves Craig's life. Maybe Craig wanted to kill himself. Remember, Craig had money from his dad for a new camera, and he wanted to take Angie to PC. And Joey was upset, completely upset. But basically, because of Craig playing chicken, Sean has a thinking. So they can't find Craig anywhere at one point. And Joey thinks that basically he's looking for Angie. However, Sean and Emma basically tell him that basically Craig's problems are his father and that Joey's got it wrong. Basically put, we soon learn the pieces of the puzzle is that he went to his mom's grave, which is Julia. It's like, Julia Jeremiah. Wait a minute. That's Joey's mom. Joey's wife, pardon. And then the pieces fell together. Julia actually was married to Albert, Craig's dad, and, she left Albert and Craig for that matter, and then married Joey. She ended up dying somehow. They had Angie, and things looked awkward. A lot of awkwardness happened. And basically, people were like, what the fuck? So we learned that, Craig is Angela's step-sibling, and basically that, Craig's dad was mad that Julia left him. And possibly Craig's dad beats up Craig because he still can't get over the fact that Julia left him. And basically, he's trying to get revenge. He can't get revenge on a dead person. So anyway, yeah. Bottom line is that Craig lives with Joey for a while and does okay, but basically he does take a little bit of advantage on Joey. But Albert comes back to his life, and Albert realizes that, Craig being gone was the wake-up call and basically got himself into counseling and all that. And Craig was hoping to have a relationship with his dad again. However, Albert screws up once again, and basically Craig finally decides to cut ties with Albert. He'll never have the happy ending. And then Albert dies in a car crash, and basically, Craig doesn't have to deal with him. Craig seems to laugh at everything about Albert, all that. Like, Joey knew that Craig has problems because, he was being abused by his dad, but basically couldn't understand a lot of things. Soon Craig has a nightmare, if you will, that his dad's clapping for him when he wins the Luau King thing with Ashley being Luau Queen. But I think it was sympathy because, Craig's dad died, and basically, Craig deserves it, in a sense. He hallucinates and then basically tries to find him and then tears stuff down. Everyone is concerned about him. Raj basically says that no, just let him be. And then, Terry, who lost her mother at the same time as being at a birthday party where her dad told her about the loss of her mom, basically can relate. And basically she calms Craig down, and they both realize tragedy has just brought them together, I guess, in a sense. But by season 3, Craig's a whole lot different person. He basically decides to have two girls at the same time, Manny and Ashley. It's like, holy crap. What is with Craig and all that? And Joey tells him about the time that he went with two girls at the same time. That was during School's Out with Tessa and Caitlin. So basically, Craig repeats his mistakes. He gets Manny pregnant. Ashley blurts out their secret and all that. Craig still wants to help Manny out with the baby. But of course, Manny says, I'm too young for this child and all that. Now, I just wish that Craig had actually told Manny about the fact that this baby's what his family is like. He doesn't have a mom. He doesn't have a dad. He doesn't have any siblings. Well, he has a step sibling with Angie and, stepfather with Joey. But basically, he's got nothing in his family. He wants to keep his tradition alive. And then, Craig breaks off from Manny. Manny has a few treats. And then, Manny's back with Craig in season 4. But Craig finally finds the heart to forgive Manny for what happened with the abortion. But then Craig goes towards Ashley, and basically he becomes a dick at her dad's wedding. And basically, Craig just can't understand his feelings being with Ashley and otherwise. And then he finally gets diagnosed with being bipolar and all that. And then he's off his meds by the end of season 4. Thankfully, they find him, all that. And he's just an unmitigated mess. So anyway, the wrap on this is basically about, do you think Craig was a worse character after his dad died? It's hard to determine, but I think that Craig losing his dad, he's like, I'm glad I lost my dad because he abused me. It actually had a bigger effect on him than we all thought. Well, some of you probably might guess that, but, for me, it's like, it was bigger than I thought. I mean, he had no true family. Like his mom, his dad, he didn't have any siblings. They were his true family and not like, the step siblings. Step sibling like Angie and a stepdad like dad, like Joey. So basically, he was stuck in this vacuum in a sense. People said stuff about, did Craig really care about his dad? I mean, Albert. It was obvious. He loved his dad in that way where you can't help it, but he also hated his dad for hurting him and making his life so difficult. Craig wanted a parental figure and all that. He was desperate for love and affection and wanted it from anyone who he can get it from, even from Manny and all that. And basically, Fragment Reality put it perfectly, saying that Craig was like an abused puppy. He wanted nothing but to have a dad that loved him, and he was always getting re-traumatized after trying to have a relationship with his dad. Grieving a dead parent is so complex. I think that Craig probably felt the gravity of never seeing his abusive dad ever again, and knowing that he would never be able to get closure from him. Yeah, basically, Craig was hoping that his dad would change it and got his hopes up. And a lot of people said that, I don't think he really loved his dad. I think he was just upset that he didn't get closure with Albert. And that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, Craig being a serial cheater and a drug abuser and basically being a nervous time bomb is no excuse. But I feel that, a lot of people probably would have put 2 and 2 together and said that Albert's problems were probably Craig's problems because, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But the fact of the matter, guys, is that the way Craig is, in a sense, is it's complicated. I mean, Craig is a decent person, but, after his dad died, he just had lost touch with reality on several occasions. I think he was just hoping that, he could get love and affection. I think that's why he chased after Ashley and Manny, because he was hoping to get some affection and all that. But the fact is that the way you think about it is would Craig be any different and all that if his dad still been around? No, maybe he would be off the show because maybe he just goes somewhere witness protection program or something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's just guesswork. I think that Craig really loved his dad dearly. And he just wanted reconciliation and was hoping that his dad would change his tone and not abuse him anymore. But that didn't work out. So Craig probably felt upset. Who wouldn't be upset by that? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Thanks for watching.